Today's filmmaking tip is a really quick and easy one for post-production that's probably going to make me sound like a dinosaur. But one of the key elements when I go in to edit my projects is to have an editor's log. So you take your script supervisor's notes and then you match it with the video file and the audio file, and you create a new document that is your editor's log, and that is a time saver. It's a game changer. It allows me to think about my edit before I start actually putting things together. It tells me where to start because my script supervisor notes tells me, okay, this was my favorite take on set. But then it also tells me all the other takes that I might want to steal something from or reevaluate. I look over every take anyways again and make new notes when I am in post-production editing a project, but at least it's a starting point. And this came up recently because I was teaching a production class where I ended up directing the shoot that the class wrote and put together and produced. And then we got into the edit, and there were some problems syncing our sound. And I don't still understand what exactly happened, but I was able to sync the files in Premiere, and then from this editor's log, which took me barely an hour to put together. I mean, we only had about 75 shots for this short film. I was able to put together a rough cut within a couple of hours. It was pretty quick and it all came together pretty well. But then when I came to class the next day to see what my students had been able to put together, their assignment was to put together an editor's log and then to start editing, but they didn't do the editor's log, and they tried to start editing, and they were having these issues with the sound, which again, that was kind of beyond the editor's log. But they would also say things about how like they couldn't find certain things or certain things were matching up in the wrong place, and I was like, this would all be fixed if you had an editor's log. Like, you would know what goes where if you just listened to your sound files and then looked at your camera files and matched it up, because there were a couple of places, and this happens every once in a while, where like our slate was wrong or something happened or there was, a busted take or whatever, and things don't always kind of match up magically. So anyways, and then I had one student who took the editor's log and was looking at it, and he was like, oh, this is like a map to how to edit the movie. And I was like, yes. Like, he got it, and he was like the only one who was able to put together an edit. And still, I was still hearing these questions from my students, and I was like, if you knew what you had in your files by doing an editor's log, you would save yourself all of these questions. So I implore you, even though it's a very tedious assistant editor level thing to do, take your Scripty notes and make an editor's log. Or if you don't have Scripty notes, which I don't recommend, go through all your video files and sound files. Make sure you know what belongs where. Take notes, listen to everything, watch everything, and build an editor's log that way before you start editing. It will just save you so many headaches.